one girl, two hands, and one project determining my future in theater. This is Lexi Vs the Machines. If you recall my previous projects in physics class, they usually looked something like this. And at the end of my catapult video, I swore to complete my project before the due date, and it actually worked. So anyone watching this, when it's time for the Rube Goldberg project, best bet, I'm putting all my P's and pushing it. The project is to build a Rube Goldberg machine, which has to be slang for device of doom and despair, which is all about energy conservation. The energy doesn't disappear, so for my initial movement, that energy is carried all the way throughout the machine. My goal is to flick something and it end up popping a balloon. The biggest threat is not my procrastination this time, it's the fact that after my catapult incident, my mom grounded me from all things theater related after I nearly failed. So not only did I vow to succeed, my joy and happiness was at risk. So what did I do? I spent a solid amount of time playing video games. Suddenly I looked at my calendar. Step 6, footage of my machine was due. And what did I have? Not a machine, but a little bit of an idea, which was a small, very, very small amount of what needed to be done. The following footage is my first attempt, February 26th at 4 p.m. You have this, which rolls, which this will roll down. It'll hit this, which will hit this domino, which will hit this bubble, which will roll into this cup, which will then activate a pulley. With the pulley pull the cup will be here. And then the cup will go down. And when the cup goes down the pulley, we'll activate this big guy, then go this marble, and then we'll go there. This was the original plan, and I realized once I got to my pulley step idea, I had no clue where to put my pulley. So I began planning. And suddenly, a light bulb appeared. The return to the wood shop was needed. I was going to build this, not out of random junk. So I got to work. So many golf balls were dropped. There was so much hot glue. Until I completed this. Yes! Yeah! Wow. This was the greatest feat I've had in physics my entire life, because it actually worked. So I submitted my step 6. For the first time in the history of my physics career, I didn't ask a friendly chatbot to generate me some answers on my testing, and I actually had it completed. I knew despite this, I only had 12 steps down, and while I would take the minus 10, the chud in me said, hey, that's good enough. But the inventor and theater connoisseur that I am in me said, if I don't get a 100 on this, I won't be in theater ever again. And so, I contacted my good friend, Sydney Taylor, to help me come up with random things to add to reach the 14. Sydney came up with a design to add a string to the spring and a lever that I will push that will pull the string back. And I crafted the final design. And here's that video. Go. Yes! We did it! Words cannot describe the amount of joy that I had in that moment. I mean, look at that face. That is a face of pure and utter happiness. This was the first time in my entire history that my physics project actually worked, and I actually put in work. It was a success. The balloon had popped, and I didn't touch it once. Energy was conversed 14 times. I mastered the Rube Goldberg machine. And now, it's everyone's favorite time. PP time. Physics and philosophy. The whole time I was working on this project, I only had one question. Why did I care so much this time? Surprisingly, I realized it wasn't just about getting the A. I wanted the A because since I was slacking, I had to leave my friends in focus. I didn't care about popping the balloon. I wanted to go back to theater and be with my friends. This made me realize something very important. Life isn't determined by my grade in a class, it's determined by my time with friends. But it's also about balance, because when you're chud, you can't be a bud, and that's on J. Cole. Eventually, the energy I wasn't giving to my work had to come from somewhere. That somewhere ended up being my time with my friends. So what did I learn? Conservation of energy applies to everything, and when you try to put all your energy in one thing, you lose the energy you can put in another. So what advice will I leave you with? Look at where your energy is going. Are you happy? Is your energy balanced? I've got a balance back between life and work, between play and physics. And so I ask, is your life balanced? Because conservation of energy is the most important thing. Otherwise, you lose sight of your friends. Or your mom grounds you from theater, and you fail. And that concludes the Rube Goldberg machine. A machine that taught me about the conservation of energy in a physical way, and in a way that taught me in a way that applied to my life. I hope everybody watching reflects where their energy is going and learns to conserve it in a way that makes them happy. Following this video, my mom signed off. I will be doing theater production next year, and I am officially ungrounded. And that concludes Lexi Vs the Machines. Thank you.